Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be playing with the Holiday Word Blocks Etch Dies by Becca Feakin at Spellbinders. And I'm going to do a little bit something different than the normal card making videos that I do. So I do make a card, but we're going to make something else today. On the left hand side, you're going to see the dies from Becca Feakin that I made a bunch of cards within the last video, and I'll link that below and at the end. But on the right hand side, these are the dies that we're going to be playing with today. They are beautiful. They're classic. They're wonderful. Before we dive into that, I'm going to show you, I have this set of 50 sheets of felt from Arteza, and I got it a long time ago, but I haven't pulled it out, and I'm really sorry that I haven't because it's really great. I think I was downplaying the felt in my head just because I kind of have seen felt like these sheets right there I just showed you real quick. They're really thin, but the majority of them, this whole huge stack here, they're really thick felt sheets. And I thought they were so neat. And the reason, because of course I was even kind of being a little skeptical as I was sifting through and figuring out what I wanted to do, because I wanted to combine these two things, the die set and then this awesome felt to make these projects. But I just was skeptical. But I started to pull out the colors that I wanted. We're going to use this beautiful deep dark red, and we're going to make ornaments. But I at first thought I'm going to need this cardboard. I have this white glittery, which is a little bit on the thinner side of the felt that's in that set. And then I have this really thick, sturdy, the red felt. And I thought, can I die cut through it? And spoiler alert, this felt is awesome. You can die cut anything through it. You can cut it with your cutting machine, your what is that thing called? Your trimmer, your paper trimmer. See, I was thrown off because I'm not cutting paper. I'm cutting felt. But anyway, my paper trimmer, and then here I'm cutting cardboard. This is some leftover cardboard I had from a product I bought. So I'm going to trim that down, and I'm thinking I need that, but we'll get into why you don't in a minute. Here I have this new tool set from Spellbinders, and this is an all-in-one tool. They really tried to maximize that title because it really is all in one. So you have a brayer, you have a picker tool, you have all of these pieces. You have the poker tool, a sponge, like Spellbinders. Calm down. I think it's awesome. It's an awesome tool. And it comes with this cute little bag here if you buy the full tool set. So I thought that was super cute. I just wanted to show everybody that. All right, let's move on to why we're here. We are going to be playing with these dies and making some ornaments. Every year we do like to make ornaments in the family. Of course, we tend to lean towards some easy wooden ornaments that the kids can paint, or some plaster craft, and maybe some plastic ornaments we fill with glitter. But I might introduce this to the family this year and see what we can make with that, because I have a ton of Christmas dies, holiday dies. So the kids can pick out whatever kind of ornaments they want to make. But here I want to show you the hard part, that rolly thing, gets all the pieces of your intricate dies out, which is great. All right, so I chose to die cut the Ho 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 with the glitter felt, and then I'm going to die cut it again with some silver or some glitter cardstock, and then cut out just the leaves. So you'll see me doing a little bit of sort of like inlay, onlay type of die cutting piecing together. But on here, on the felt, this felt is so sturdy, I did not need to put a cardboard piece behind it, and it takes heat for heat embossing. So I pulled out some Hero Arts white puff heat embossing or embossing powder, and I made some snow at the bottom. I switched on this one right here. We're going to go back to the glittery Ho 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 one, but for right now, I switched over to some gold mirror cardstock because I thought that was really classic. And so I'm going to take my little cutter here, and you can use whatever you have to cut a little slit there. I do make the slit a little bit bigger later on so we can hold my real thick ribbon. But I'm just going to use Barely Art glue. I was a skeptic about Barely Art glue because you have to understand, I've never played with felt before. So I didn't really know what I could use to hold things down. And that glue worked like a champ. I mean, it's perfect. I did put something heavy on it for about 2 minutes, but it holds it over the embossing powder on the felt. It's great. Here I have some gold glitter ribbon from my stash. Can't quite remember where I got this, but I pulled it out because I thought it really added that beautiful touch to the project. But I want to make an ornament, right? So I'm going to have to make it closed somehow. So I'm taking these two poinsettia. Not quite sure how to say that. Full disclosure. But I'm going to poke a little hole in there, and I am bringing out the brads. When's the last time you used brad? In fact, when I was going through my entire stash of, kind of inventory, I kept one bag of just extra things that I may one day need. It's just as big as a gallon-sized bag, and I had all my brads thrown in there. And so, yeah, that's where my brads are. Okay, so that finishes how I'm going to do the ornament style. I wanted to do the ho 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 on one side, Noel on the other, so that's why you see that in the picture. This one right here, I'm going to show you how you can make a tag, or you can make a accent piece for the front of your card, which is what we're going to do with both of them. Now this piece I'm going to take with my mirror cardstock, and I am going to put my slit in it before I add it to my cardboard because the cardboard was a lot thicker. And I got the punch to start the work for me, but then I had to take an X-Acto knife to finish it out. But before I put those two things together, I'm going to put some Versamark sticky clear ink, just as I did on the felt. And I'm just going to lay down some of that ink so I can get my white puff embossing powder to stick. Same concept as with the red felt. With the mirror cardstock right here, this is from Tonic. It's beautiful. It's a little bit less mirror. It's not as shiny, but it's more like metallic. But you want to make sure when you're heat setting that you get your heat gun really nice and hot, and then heat it and move it away and come back to it. So just be careful with that. Here, I want perfect placement. I'm using score tape, so I don't have any wiggle room with like liquid glue gives you. So I'm going to take out all the insides of my MISTI right here. I'm going to place this down right in the corner, and then I am going to lay this down. Boom, bang, it's perfect. That was a hack I showed in a recent video that I put out for 10 crafty hacks. So if you haven't seen that, check that out too. All right, so now we're going to just start putting this together. I chose the leftover green glitter cardstock with the ho ho ho, because remember I cut away the leaves on the first ornament. But I kept the back of that, and I just added it as sort of a shadow, just like I did with the Noel. So this one's a tag where you can leave the back of this tag right here, a place to put your message, like to and from. But this part, this embellishment, I'm going to add to a card. So I just picked out some cardstock that I had, and I'm going to place that down on an A2 size card base, very simply with some Barely Art glue. And you'll just see I'm just putting this card together. I had some leftovers that I wanted to use from when I was making my ornaments. And so I just kind of put some of those things, those elements together, and came up with this. And very simple card, but now I have one more holiday card ready. I'm going to place down my Noel here, and as you can see, I sort of tried to make this an ornament, but I had already put it down on the cardboard and it wouldn't go through the punch. The punch wouldn't go through, so I decided to just make this other flower here pop up right there and cover up my boo-boo. So now we have a card finished, and I did all of the same techniques for that. So this one was fun. I'm glad that I was able to get a card out of these projects as well as I sat down and played with all these goodies. But here are the finished looks right here. These first two they both have ho 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 and Noel on them, so when it flips around on your tree you get two different sentiments there, and then that's the tag right there. So I had a blast with these. Thank you so much for stopping by, for hanging out with me again, and maybe you're getting inspired to make some holiday projects around this time. I would highly recommend, if you don't have these dies, pull out what you do have, and maybe you have some felt or another sturdy base that you can use, or just cardstock and make yourself some ornaments to give out. Thanks again. I'll link below what I used for this video, and you can find me on other social media platforms. If you click the Linktree link, you'll see that in the description box as well. Thanks so much and have a great day. Bye-bye.